Hey guys, okay, I'm gonna share my screen. Okay, I'm gonna put a timer on me because I've recorded this like 3 times and it's always way too long. Okay, so I went with Casa de Amparo. Casa de Amparo is an agency that um, uh, helps children who are at risk or currently in homes that are facing child abuse and neglect. So I got the chance to talk to Kara Olak. She's super sweet, very kind lady. She's volunteered for Casa de Amparo for about 20 years. So she's done donations, intake sorting. She's created new baskets for laundry baskets for kids, coming in with basic necessities. She reaches out to the community for donations, volunteering, financial gifts. Um, and then she'll help set up homes for the young adults in the New Directions program. She's helped with fundraising, being a server, registering guests, and cleaning. The thing she's most excited about, though, was being a fairy godmother. So her, alongside other volunteer ladies, formed this fairy godmother group, and they help organize baby showers for the pregnant teens to celebrate them, to make them feel excited about their baby, but to also provide basic necessities for the children. Their overall mission, again, is to support those affected by and at risk of child abuse and neglect, to promote, healing, growth, and healthy relationships. They also really want to end generational cycles of abuse. Um, that abuse should not be tolerated in any aspect of life, and also raise awareness of child abuse and prevention are some of their priorities. Their overall goals as a facility is to be client-centered, focusing on each child's individual strengths and needs, to prevent the cycle of child abuse um, from repeating itself, to develop programs that are prevent abusive behavior towards children, to equip, all of their clients with life skills and resources to, be self-sufficient and successful in their lives. So some of the services offered are the residential services, the new directions, and family visitation. The residential services the facility itself is on 11.4 acres of land, so there is tons of room for the kids to be kids. Within the facility, there is 4 what they call cottages. They're like small homes, and each little cottage will house 15 kids. All of the children are responsible, for chores and, doing their laundry. They cook all of their meals inside of the homes, and they do all of this under the supervision of a counselor. Things that would be dangerous to them or hazardous are locked away when not being used. There's one specific cottage just for the pregnant teens and the teenage moms, so that they can share things like, high chairs and toys for the babies. They provide trauma care tailored to individual physical, emotional, social, developmental, and physical needs. On top of that, they provide physical, dental, and optical care. They provide individual and group therapy, life skills. Like I said, they're all responsible for cooperating in the home. And they provide therapeutic rehabilitation and recreational programs. They also have the New Directions program, which is for young adults between the ages of 18 and 25. And they help, I have it crazy here. They help foster or former youth um, to have accessible, safe, and stable government subsidized housing. So they have to fit certain criteria, and one of those is they need to be employed either full-time or part-time, have an education plan, or be in a technical school. They also help them with life skills like budgeting, paying bills, taxes, things that they're going to need for the rest of their lives. They provide relationship mediation either with their families or, as they get older, they get involved in romantic relationships with the partner. So they want to ensure that all those relationships are healthy. And they also provide this service for young parents. So they provide parenting classes again so that the cycle of abuse is not repeated. And on top of that, they provide support for mental and medical health. They provide the family visitation room within the Casa Amparo facility, which is like a home-like setting. It's like a little living room. And this is for families who have been approved for supervised visitation or are on their way to reunification. So it's a safe way for the families to get together. They're supervised, monitored. The parents have a counselor available for mediation questions to be asked. Again, their ultimate goal is reunification. Population served in the residential services is 12 to 18. They take pregnant teens, teen moms, and their children, and they also will have about 12 infants at once. The New Directions program is for ages 18 to 25, for single, youth, and young parents. And then the family visitation program does require a referral. But again, it's a safe place for supervised visitations and such. So the community is as a support system. So when things get tough for the families, there's at least a place where children can be safe and nurtured and cared for. And so this community provides supportive services. And again, the services, overall prioritize the well-being of the child, as well as providing necessary help for reunification. So they also focus on, ensuring that parents have the necessary resources to be great parents and to provide safe and caring environments for their children if reunification is the goal. And then again, when children are being taken out of their homes, they're losing their immediate microsystem. They, it's a really hard time. So now the counselors, the volunteers, therapists, and the staff become, important parts of the child's microsystem because they are now a part of their immediate environment. I don't know how long the process is for each child. I'm sure it's different for every kiddo, but however long that process is, they have these people there who are fully available to them and responsive and nurturing. And I think that's really important. They also see a lot of value in linking the community to the school. So again, because their life is all of a sudden disrupted, they want to keep certain aspects of their life stable, and school is one of those. So they try really hard. Of course, it's probably not possible for every kiddo, and based on their resources and stuff, but they try to bus children to different schools to ensure that at least that environment is not disrupted. They also provide field trips to local recreation so that they can see their friends. They'll go to the movie theater or nail salons. Again, they know the high value of having those relationships with their peers and with their teachers. And the whole time I was talking to Carol kept saying, knowing that my time is invested in helping them have a better future is why I do this. So I could see how passionate she was about Casa Amparo. I can only imagine how passionate the staff and counselors, the therapists, all are in ensuring the well-being of these children. And not just that, but working hard to invest in them and pour into them so that they have successful futures. So this is just a video, if you would like to watch it, of just a few snippets of a few success stories. But she was telling me of a personal success story where one time someone called Casa de Amparo and said, hey, someone would like to fundraise at a residence inn. We need a representative. They asked Karen, her husband. They show up, they're mingling, and at some point she asks, who set up the fundraiser? I would like to meet them and ask them a few questions. They take her over to the person who organized the fundraiser, and they're talking, and Carol asks her, well, what piqued your interest in Casa de Amparo? And she said, well, actually, I'm I'm a casa kid. Left the facility a few years ago, went to school, got this job as the marketing manager here at the Residence Inn, and was actually able to adopt my children, not my children, her siblings out of Casa de Amparo and, take them in and care and love for them. And Casa de Amparo did all that for me, provided me with the right tools for a successful life. And, I don't know the story of every kid, but just hearing that made me see how much of an impact facilities like Casa de Amparo can have on children. My overall opinion of the facility is that it's amazing. I think it's great. I think the everyone involved with the children works really, really hard, to create an environment that is enriching and healing, provides healing and promotes health and safety and love. And so I think it's really great. But on top of that, I think it's really great that their services are expanded. They just don't focus on the child, they focus on the child during this process. How can they help the parents? How can they reunify the family? How can we help them when they leave our facility? And Kara was also telling me that in the future, I believe in like about a year and a half or two, they're building a facility, well, not facility, a home in the facility specifically for sex trafficking victims, like, underage victims. And I think that the facility is always constantly working to provide different services to target all kinds of people. So I think the facility is great. I absolutely loved it. And I love learning from them. So yeah, that's it. So thank you guys for watching.